While honesty is always the best policy, sometimes the urge to lie ends up getting the best of us, and that's pretty normal. Celebrities do it too, but when you're living your life in the spotlight, it's a whole lot harder to get away with it. So in this video, we're going to be counting down part 3 of the top 10 celebrities who were caught lying on live TV. Number 10, James Corden. Last October, the owner of a high-end New York City restaurant called Balthazar made a viral Instagram post blasting James for his horrible behavior towards staff. He called him the worst customer to his servers since the restaurant opened 25 years ago. He claimed in one instance, James demanded 2 free rounds of drinks for him and his friends after he presented a hair that was supposedly found on his food. He then threatened to write some nasty reviews on Yelp. On another occasion, he apparently flipped out when an egg yolk omelette his wife had ordered was found to have a little bit of egg white in it. When this came out about him, the late night host spoke to the London Times and tried to defend himself. He said, "I've never screamed at anyone. I didn't shout, didn't call anyone a name, or swear or use derogatory language. How is this remotely a thing? And now it's a fact. That's sad." When the person who posted the story wasn't even there, it was just so odd. In response, the restaurant owner once again called him out on Instagram and wrote, "Corden flip-flopped and told a massive lie again. The actor will say anything to save his bacon. In the scheme of things, my opinion means nothing, but after Friday's interview and a second look at his fraudulent confessional, I've given up on James Corden for good." Number 9, Kris Jenner. Last September, she went on the late night show with James Corden, where she was strapped to a lie detector test and interviewed about the famous tape that was released in 2007 of Kim Kardashian and Ray J. Kris denied years-long speculation that she was somehow involved in it, and once the results came back, it seemed as though she was actually telling the truth. But in response to the interview, Ray J appeared on Instagram with a full presentation to prove that she was actually lying. He showed screenshots of text messages that Kanye West had sent him asking for the original tapes because he apparently wanted to give them back to Kim. In the messages, Kanye asks him if there is a time that both of them can meet up and discuss the matter further. And in response, Ray J wrote, "I got 2 kids and a tech company. Why would I involve myself in this? I'm so past this, bro. I'm assuming you know the full story from 05, right? How it happened, who brokered the deal, who put it all together, etc." This is when Ray J made the shocking revelation. He said, "Kris Jenner is the one who made us shoot the second tape in Santa Barbara." He then claimed that Kris orchestrated the filming of the last tape and even watched them to decide which one was best. Number 8, Rick Ross. In 2008, the rapper's career and reputation came into question when photo evidence surfaced that showed him working as a prison guard in the late 90s. This was a massive deal at the time because it seemed to contradict the story of his rise to fame, not to mention the fact that he became known for rapping about his days as a crime kingpin. At first, Rick tried to deny it. He said that it was online hackers who put his pictures of his face on other people's body. He insisted that these hackers found photos of him as a teenager when they did this. At the time, he said, "If this was real, don't you think they would have more specifics like dates and everything? Fake pictures are created by fake people meant to entertain the fake." But soon after, the publication called The Smoking Gun ended up investigating the claims, and they were able to prove that the picture was actually real by publishing his personal file from the Department of Corrections. Later that year, Rick admitted that yes, it was true, and he said, "I never tried to hide my past. I put my real name inside my CDs. My company has my social security number. I could have put a company name." So he essentially claimed that he never tried to hide these things about his life and that he is still the person he claimed to be, regardless of the fact that he had worked in corrections for a brief period of time. Number 7, Paris Hilton. After she served time in jail, the socialite went on Larry King Live to talk about the experience. During the interview, Paris was asked if she had ever taken illicit substances, which is something that she adamantly denied. She claimed that the only thing she ever took was medication for her ADHD. But sometime after the interview aired, several photos started to surface which directly contradicted her story. One of them showed her smoking a leafy green substance. Paris's story then completely came crashing down when she was arrested on suspicion of possession in 2010 due to a substance being discovered in her handbag. Aside from that, she also revealed that her ditzy, blonde rich girl personality was completely fabricated for reality TV. She was putting on what she called a baby voice when she was out in public. Paris has now spoken out about the fact that she was just putting on a character for all these years. Speaking to InStyle, she said, "I'm a lot smarter than I pretend to be. The world got introduced to me with the simple life with this kind of ditzy blonde airhead character, but that's never been who I've been. Anything that I was doing, I was always planning in a way. I wanted to entertain the audience." Number 6, Shay Mitchell. In 2018, the actress posted a sponsored video on Snapchat all to promote a makeup remover. In the clip, clip, she says, "I have obviously tried my fair share of makeup removers, but these are by far my favorite." She then pours the liquid onto a cotton round and kind of pretends to remove waterproof eye makeup while wiping the pad across her eyes. But when she proudly shows off the smudged cotton round afterwards, you can actually see that her eyeshadow and mascara remain perfectly intact. The ad was swiftly and mercilessly mocked on social media, and it made her seem a lot less credible in the beauty community. Fans pointed out that she didn't even rub her eye or touch her skin at all. Not only that, but it was a little suspicious that she had a Snapchat filter on when she was doing a promotional video involving makeup. It just makes the whole thing seem so much less honest, as though she was intentionally trying to trick viewers. The reactions to the video ranged from unimpressed to disappointed, and it even brought about a few parodies too. What's really crazy is that this wasn't even the first time Shay was caught lying on social media. That same year, she was accused of taking a handful of photos from other blogs and passing them off as her own travel pictures on Instagram. She even forgot to take out a computer cursor in the bottom left corner when she posted it, so it was pretty bad. Number 5. Beyonce. Back in 2008, while she was performing at a concert, Beyonce told audience members that some of the lyrics to her hit single Irreplaceable weren't actually aimed at Jay-Z. She instead claimed that she wrote the song for fellow women. This seemed to make sense given that the song conveys a powerful message about female empowerment and not having to put up with a partner who doesn't treat you right. But apparently, Beyonce didn't write the song at all. It was actually Neo. In an interview with radio station, he admitted that he gave the song away to Beyonce, even though he originally wrote it for himself. He did this because he thought if a man was singing it, it would come across as a little misogynistic. So in the end, he felt it was better suited to a female artist. But even though he didn't actually write it, Neo said he had no problem letting Beyonce take songwriting credit because she kind of put her own spin on the song. Irreplaceable reached number 1 on the US charts and remained at the top of the Billboard 100 for 10 whole weeks. It ended up becoming one of the most memorable, recognized songs of her career. Number 4. Kylie Jenner. For a long time, the reality star had claimed that she never had any work done on her lips, even though they looked noticeably bigger somewhere around 2014. At first, Kylie insisted that this change came down to makeup techniques, and she claimed that she was overlining her lips. But she eventually came clean in May of 2015 during an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. This is when she admitted to having gotten temporary lip fillers. She said, "It's just an insecurity of mine, and it's what I wanted to do. I want to admit to the lips, but people are so quick to judge me on everything. So I might have tiptoed around the truth, but I didn't lie." The episode was extremely insightful because Kylie also spoke about how these insecurities affected her when she was growing up. She went on to say, "I was 15 and I was insecure about my lips. I have really small lips, and it was like one of my first kisses, and a guy was like, 'I didn't think you would be a good kisser because you have such small lips.'" She also admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point before her sisters eventually pointed it out and suggested that she should try and tone it down. Number 3. Brandy. When the singer got pregnant in the early 2000s, she felt that having a baby outside of marriage could really hurt her image as a teen idol and a film star. So she went on the Oprah Winfrey Show and told everyone that she had recently gotten married to music producer Robert Smith. The couple would go on to be featured in the reality show Brandy's Special Delivery, which documented the birth of their daughter. But the truth is that they were never actually married. This was revealed in 2004, a few years after the pair had broken up. More than a decade later, Brandy returned to Oprah and apologized for the lie. She said that she felt pressure to be perfect in the eyes of her fans. Quote, "At that time, being pregnant out of wedlock was not a trend. It was not something that people praised, you know? It was a sin, and I felt like I could not be honest about that." Brandy also said that since she was known for her innocent, clean-cut reputation, Brandy also felt pressure to maintain that specific image. She worried about losing everything that she had worked so hard for and letting her fans down. Even though it took years to come clean, she still felt bad about lying to Oprah and to everyone watching. Number 2. Miley Cyrus. In 2013, the singer told Cosmopolitan that she was married to her then fiance Liam Hemsworth. She said, "I'm happy I don't have to date anyone. I was like, I'm so happy I'm married because you guys are so cruel." But the truth came out soon after when Liam's representatives told People magazine that the two of them were definitely not married. Although this was technically a lie, it is one of the more forgivable ones given the fact that he was her fiance at the time. Miley and Liam did actually end up getting married to each other 5 years later in 2018, but only after they had broken up and gotten back together quite a few times. They dated on and off for about a decade and had a whirlwind marriage before their relationship came to an end. In August of 2019, Miley took to Twitter to address the rumors they split up due to her cheating on him. She claimed that her life post-divorce is actually the healthiest and happiest that she's been in a long time. She said, "I can admit to a lot of things, but I refuse to admit that my marriage ended because of cheating. Liam and I have been together for a decade. I've said it before and it remains true. I love Liam and always will, but at this point I had to make a healthy decision for myself to leave the previous life behind. Number 1. Robin Thicke. When Blurred Lines hit the radio in 2012, the singer listed himself as a co-writer for the lyrics alongside Pharrell Williams. But a plagiarism lawsuit then popped up in 2014 when it came to light that the track may have been ripped off of Marvin Gaye's hit song Gotta Give It Up. Thicke subsequently denied writing the track and put the blame on Williams instead. A court ended up ruling that yes, the music was stolen, and he came out on the losing side of that legal battle. Gaye's estate ended up being awarded $7.3 million when it was all said and done. Apart from the copyright controversy, Blurred Lines also became one of the most divisive songs of the 2010s. It was supposed to be an ode to hookup culture, but it was instead labeled as blatantly misogynistic and lyrically problematic, with lines such as, "I know you want it, but you're an animal, it's in your nature." Many people felt the song actively encouraged men to exploit the blurred lines of consent. The music video also came under criticism because it featured undressed models dancing around the two singers who were fully clothed. Even the breakout star of the video, Emily Ratajkowski, also came out and criticized the meaning behind the song. So that says a lot about what kind of anthem it really was. So what do you guys think about everyone in this list? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.